Hey, this is Matt with Bedrock Battery. Today we're going to install our battery into a Yamaha Drive 2. This is what's part of our battery bundle kit. We have our battery, we have our charge receptacle with our receptacle plate, we have our round meter, we also offer the LCD square meter option, we have our onboard charger, and then that charger plug there. Some things we also offer that come with the kit that you might need is going to be a lead acid battery strap. We're going to have a ring terminal connector as well as a 5/16 drill bit. Some other additionals that you may want to look at if you're going to be doing any kind of AC conversion kits or anything along those lines is going to be a heavy duty solenoid. We also have a fuse block for any other 12-volt connectors or things like that that you may want to tie into the system with a bag of goodies. We also have our 2-gauge cable here, which will help with that resistance and draw on like an AC conversion kit, etc. And then we also offer our drop cord, or in this case, our extension cord for Bedrock. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to flip your cart into tow mode here, and then remove all the lead acid batteries. I also like to tape the terminals there for your mains, so that way they don't come in contact with the batteries when you're trying to take out the lead acid batteries. Once you've got everything removed, you'll want to clean out the tray and all that stuff in order to drop the battery in. So next, before we put the battery in, we're going to size up the brackets to mount these into the battery tray. I like to butt them right up to that plastic cross there, and then kind of move them slightly out based off of the hole template that the battery comes with. And then so that way I'm pretty exact on the holes. As you can kind of see, that one's in there, and then this one is on that side. So I should be good to go. All right, so once you're ready and everything's lined up, you're going to want to go ahead and drill out your holes there with that 5/16 drill bit that comes with the kit. And then you're going to go ahead and use the hardware that's given in order to mount that down. And then we'll go ahead and put the battery on after that. But once you have it on the bracket here and mounted on each side, we're going to go ahead and work on the receptacle. So typically when hooking up our Bedrock battery, ideally on the Yamahas to face them towards the driver's side, so that way you can deal with this reed switch for the receptacle that's going to be coming through for that interlock wire. And then also too, with the Yamaha Drive 2s, they're going to come with kind of shorter power cables coming from the controller and the solenoid, and so it is kind of highly recommended to replace those cables to get that extra length to then connect to our main battery terminals. To remove the Yamaha receptacle, first you're going to go ahead and pull this rubber off. It's just kind of grooved in here, so you can just kind of pull down and outward to get kind of a lip started, or you can pull from underneath, so you can kind of see here, and then that just kind of pops right out. And then you're going to go ahead and remove these screws here onto that back plate. There should be a total of 3. So one thing to note whenever you're installing our bracket, you're going to want to have the mountains actually face down on this one to line up the 3 holes. I typically will do this first one and then kind of shift to make sure you line up to the other 2 screw holes, and then we'll go ahead and feed our actual receptacle through, and then mount it with the 3 screws on this main plate here, and then we can go ahead and put the cover back on. So as you can see here, I've mounted the receptacle in with the screws, and then I've put this back on the main plate. So you are all set and ready to rock and roll. When mounting the charger, there's a couple things I like to look for placement. One is making sure I can see the indicator light on the charger, so that way I can tell whenever it's charging or whenever it's finished, as well as routing the cables. I want to make sure that my positive and negative can get to the other side of the terminal of the battery, as well as my receptacle line here in order to connect to my main receptacle for that plug. Other than that, there are some other ways to see if it's charging or not based off the gauge, but overall I just like to make sure that that's all in proper placement in worst case scenario. So we're going to go ahead and install our display gauge now. We're going to go ahead and replace that Yamaha gauge there. In this case, as it's the same hole size, you can always drill a circular hole if you need to for a gauge if you want to go that route. But we're going to go ahead and get access to this panel in the back there, which you're going to go ahead and take this Yamaha clip out, and then there's going to be an Allen key screw that you'll have to take out, and then it just pops out. There's going to be clips all around the side there that you'll just kind of pull it up and out. So once you have this dash off here, what you're going to do is you're going to come down here and follow this harness to that gauge, in this case. And then you're going to go ahead and pull this clip off. And then there's going to be a bunch of 4 tabs over here that you'll press down to push that forward and out. So now that you have that hole exposed there, you're going to go ahead and put our gauge in. It's just going to slide right on in here, and you'll want to center that. And then on the back side, you're going to have a bracket that comes up and then slides on and over. That kind of holds it in place like so here. And then there's going to be some wing nuts here that you'll tie that onto. Just grab here. And then this will kind of push it nice and forward here once you get all of that in. All right, so we're almost done here. There's a couple things that we need to do for this Yamaha in order to make it run. One is going to be hooking up a ring terminal to this reed switch wire or interlock wire. This came from the old receptacle. This basically allowed it to not run whenever it's being charged. We're going to go ahead and bypass that by putting this onto the power side of the battery, as well as we're going to hook up our charger wire, positive, negative, and then our battery, positive, negative, and then we should be all good to go. So once the interlock wire and reed switch wire is in there, and you've got all your positive, negative tied in there, I like to go ahead and just zip tie everything down, make sure it's nice and neat, and then we'll go ahead and test the charger and go from there. All right, so we went ahead and plugged in the charger. You can see it blinking green. That means that it's charging there. Once it gets to 100% and it's done balancing, then it will show a solid green light and you're good to pull it off the charge. You can charge it in between driving, things along those lines. We do recommend you have a full charge at least once a week, going through that cycle, so that way the stated charge meter does a reset and display the proper percentage. You can also see here, like I was discussing before, it is charging here. It is pulling the 15 amps. Whenever you first install your battery, you do want to go ahead before you use it. You want to charge it all the way up to 100% and let it balance before you charge, as that'll increase the longevity of your battery, as well as reset the stated charge meter since it has been stored in a sleep mode. All right, that's it for a Yamaha Drive 2 install guide. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Our contact info is on our website. Have a great day, y'all.